Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just 1 minute. All right, let's get this party started, as they say. All right. Oops. Get the mic going here. Get that going there. Get this here. All right. Let's say hello to everybody. Turn the camera on. Sorry, folks. I'm just running a few seconds late this morning. Just a few seconds. My watch is actually a minute or two slow. There we go. Perfect. We got that. We got that. And there we are. I'm live. Good morning, everybody. Happy, what is it? Thursday? It's Thursday already. Oh my goodness gracious. Where does the time fly, right? Where does time go? I really don't know where it goes. All right, let's say hello to everybody. Good morning, Rihanna, Stacy, Warren, Roddy, Dr. Dr. Luke, Steve, Omar. Good morning, Omar. Dave, Arnulfo, Wayne, Jill, Sergey, Pete is here, Lloyd, CJ, Kevin, Genevieve, Richard, George, Ivano, David, Minnesota Matt, Mark, Timothy, Junior. Hey, Junior, good to see you here. Duzzy, Eduardo, Robert, Brian. Good morning, Brian. Harold, Anu Kumar, good morning to you. Manuel, Ivan, Richie, good morning, Richie. Thank you for the reminder on MOS. I asked Richie to give me MOS. It was on my short list from yesterday. Thank you for doing that, Richie. I appreciate it. Manuel, I was driving yesterday and I had this stock in my head, and I was like, if I don't ask somebody to give it to me, I'm gonna forget it. And thank you, I appreciate that. Ruth, Tom, Peanuts, Bernie the Bear. We got Jay Fremix here. We got Jeff. We got Cam. Good morning, Cam. Hefe's here. Afa Diaz is here. Stefan is here. Frank is here. Mr. Illinois grain farmer, Claude, Jody, Richard, Kai, Deanna, Dragon Dawn, Ray, Mike, Wade, Jesse. Good morning, Jesse. William. Oh, you're back. Good, good. Now, isn't it nice to have normal weather, normal human weather, William? You must be freezing your butt off. Hopiumatic, Texas Kirk, Stephen, Brian. Yeah, it is actually chilly today, but not compared to Connecticut. Mm-mm-mm. Florida. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, William. Stan, and I see your son is here. Welcome, Brian. Stan, Tim, Piet Brock, Sandra. Good morning, Sandra. Adam. You too, Adam. Thank you so much, Eagle Beagle. We love you. We love having you here. Thank you. Dave, Moondog, in the house. Stephen, Virginia, 28 degrees. That should be legal. Art, Wesley, Jason. Good morning, Jason. Hope you're doing well. We got Laurel, we got Robert, we got Joel, we got Harry, Raj, we got Mike, Acme Football Kicker, Jimmy, Next Gen, Moondog. That's right. Todd is here. High Grounders here. Johnny. Yes, definitely change your video to 1080. We'll be talking about that in a second too. And I just skipped a bunch of people here. That's not nice. There we go. Gregory, good morning, Gregory. Wesley, RBX. We got Ralph. We got CJL. We got Henry. We got Laura. Uh, we got, is it Don? Don? Good morning, Don. We got Pearly. We got Kirk. We got Lewis, Mr. Costa Rica, RP from Costa Rica, Costa Blanca, excuse me, Costa Blanca. What am I saying? It's too early. I need some caffeine instead of this fizzly bubbly water. We got Julio, we got Bull Rider, Gregory. Yes, good morning. You too, Gregory. Dave, Doctor Joseph is here. Doctor Joe. That's easy. Don, Charlie, Randy, Gino, Karen, Rock, Catalin, Coach Avalis, Sin, James. Um, James, I can count with momentum. Yeah, very strong earnings. Very, very strong earnings. Terrence, Dave, Alan, earnings overall have been excellent this quarter. Bobby, Kevin, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Carlsbad. Rod is here. We got Greg. We got HG from the Middle East, all the way from the Middle East. Thank you for being here. We got a lot of people here is what we got. You love the warm weather. Right, right, exactly. We got Stacy, we got Carla, we got Penny. Good morning, and I hope you had a wonderful birthday, Penny. Again, only the best for you. Todd, Tenny, Marlon is here. John, Russ, Diamond Jen, Robert, Hopium Addict, Magandianko from MG Gandianko. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name right. Tom, Dana, Gino, uh, G- we got Jim here. Beryl, AG Koopa. We got Devin, Michael, Dave, Michael, Purple, ASP, Lawrence, James, Robert, Chris. Got a lot of people here. Ted, Marlon, Robert. Marlon, that's cold. Robert, Mike, Naples fan, Alexander, Hopiumatic, Robert, Joel, Catherine. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We got a lot of people here who are in the North and Midwest. All I'm going to tell you is this. I feel sorry for you. I don't know how you guys do it. I barely can do it here, and it's like 48 degrees. 48 degrees, and I don't know how you guys do it. You guys deserve a gold medal for that. The VIP room was, oh, good. I'm glad you liked it, HG. HG, today, let me tell you what's on the agenda for the VIP room today since you liked yesterday. Yesterday's session was very good. We got, this guy's going to be joining us today for the VIP room. Trader Bonnie, he's ready to go. He's ready. If you got a biscuit for him, he'll risk it for the biscuit. That's the featured trader today. Now, with that said, here's the agenda for the VIP room today. What's my favorite go-to swing trading setup? How to identify it, how to isolate it, how we could use it to the long side and short side, how we could profit from swings built into every one of them, how to adapt options to it. Should you use it for calls, puts, or debit spreads or credit spreads, and how to confirm it with VWAPs. That's what we're doing today in the VIP room. And hope nobody's complaining. And here's the link for that, too. Let me get you guys the link for that. Trying to multitask here. And we'll be starting right now. And I usually go about 10 minutes, as you guys know, later. So I usually go about an hour. I try not to give you guys less than an hour here in the VIP, in the morning show. Because my job is closer now. I only have to drive a few minutes to get to work. Okay, here's the link for VIP room today. That's going to be today. And here is Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. Here's the link for that. And Cam and Gustavo, Goose and Cam will tell us what they have for today. And if you still haven't joined my free VIP Telegram channel, then it's criminal. I'm telling you, it's criminal. I give out some really good stuff. I was giving you guys real good market analysis yesterday during the day, as I promised. Rod says VIP session was gold. Good. Well, I'm going to give you another one today. Hey, Linda, good to see you. We got Dana. Dana, very good. Yeah, it's nice in Florida, Dana. The weather is nice and warm. We do have a couple of seasons up north where I live. I live all the way up north. I live very close to Georgia. But as you go closer down, it gets a lot more. I like it better that way. I like the weather more in the South Florida. I don't like any resemblance of winter. Okay, how's the market looking today? Let's start. Okay, so far we're doing absolutely nothing. This is nothing. Russell is down, but this isn't really down. This is just doing nothing. Okay. it's very important to know when markets are random, when markets are randomly lower, when markets are not randomly lower but really lower, or when they're higher or when they're not randomly higher. So if you see if, for example, this is a good example. Back when I started trading, the Dow was not at 47,000, obviously, okay? So if it was back in the day, long time ago in a history in a world far, far away, anything over 80, 90 points was in the morning meant it wasn't random. It was beyond random. Then it went up to 100 points. Now it's about 175 points for me to see non-randomness in the Dow, okay? So this is just random nonsense. This is noise. This is not real trading action. All right? Uh, Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you very, very much. Bob, are you at home or are you at your daughter's still? Let me know. I'm just curious. I know it's cold either or, but just curious if you're at your daughter's or you're back at your place. All right. As far as earnings are concerned, we're going to have some of this repercussions that we'll talk about that in a minute, and you can add these to your catalysts, especially this one right here that's already coming out. Tomorrow we don't have much. As far as federal data, folks, we have the employment report. This isn't the delayed report. Now remember, we had ADP. Felt like we had it on Tuesday, didn't we? Or no, we had it yesterday and it was awful. So we'll see how that reflects into the jobless claims. We also have the factory orders. This is from, I think, September. Yeah, for September. Yeah, I'm right, from September. So I don't think it's going to have as much of an impact. Your daughter's house. Okay. All right. When are you coming back, Bob? The Dow was, yeah, it was a lot smaller, Kevin, of course. Of course. Yeah. All right. So that's a delayed report. We have Bauman speaking, but remember, the Fed is in a blackout period, so I doubt she's going to say anything very meaningful. So I guess the big report today is going to come out in about 15 minutes, and that's going to be the jobless claims. Now, you know my theory. Everybody says the VIX is broken. I think the jobless claims report is broken because honestly, as you guys know, it's been coming in the low 200,000s for years now. And once in a while, it'll spike to the high 200,000s. People will make a big deal about it. And then 2 weeks later, it goes back to the 200, to the low 200s. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you're going, yeah, he's right. Right? 220, 240, 215, 218. Then it goes up once every 3 years to 280. And then it comes back up to 220 to 240. Honestly, I'm kind of skeptical that this thing really works. This is not the employment situation. This is the jobless claims. So I don't know, but I'm telling you, it's almost always between 220 and 240, low 200s. Look at the average. Last time it was 216, consensus 225. So I really wouldn't worry about it unless it's out of range. And again, it doesn't happen out of range, but every time it goes out of range, it doesn't seem to be sustainable, that's what's leading me to believe it's broken, not the fact that it's always near 220 to 240. Moondog says Solomon days. Wow. Whew. Oh my goodness. A long time ago. A lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. Leaving tomorrow. Okay. All right. Safe travels, Bob. Safe travels. Bond market. Let's talk about the bond market. And I'd like to show you the bond market in real time. Remember, I said the biggest threat right now to us is the bond market. The bond market is sitting at the lows. This is the lows from yesterday. This is my level from yesterday. I haven't given you levels yet today. By the way, for anybody who's doubtful how my levels work, take a look at the bond market yesterday. I'm just saying, in case you're curious about using my levels, this is yesterday. If you don't believe me, go to the Telegram channel and look it up. This is yesterday. Look at this. There's not going to be any changes today to my bond levels. I mean, not one. This is going to just go forward. This is about as perfect as it can get. Not bad, right? Look at that. I mean, look at this. This is from yesterday. These are our levels from yesterday, guys. You could have made about $1 million just using these levels from yesterday. Look at this. This is about as good as it's going to get, right? That's pretty. I mean, you got to admit that's pretty damn good. Even I'm impressed. That's and I don't take myself very seriously, but this is really good. Anyhow, we're at the lows right now, and you could see we've been going down since 2:30 yesterday in the afternoon. We've been going straight down. So this is not good. Good, C Fazio. Good. Excellent. Excellent. So again, bonds are weaker. And again, I'm just going to show you real quick. This is real time. You see how we're touching the 100 and we're going down? This isn't good. If we break this level, folks, if we break this level, we're in deep shit. Remember head and shoulder pattern? So, and we're just kind of sitting there. Now, I don't care if we sit here for the next month as long as we don't break. And actually, the longer we sit here, the more of a base it'll build. But I'm not liking this area. I would feel much better if we got up somewhere here, or that would be really good up here. But this is making me feel very nervous because you see, we have a gap this big, and look how much it recovered in 3 days. This is today, third day. So I'd love to see us above 89.19. I'd really love to see that. Shirag, I'll do it later. I'll do it either tomorrow or I'll do it on Monday, okay? I'll do it. Okay? No change in how bonds are being traded? Not at all, Hefe. No, no, not at all. There's no difference in how bonds are being traded at all. Good morning, Jim. So I'm nervous about this. I'm really nervous about this. Very, very nervous about this. I'll be a lot less nervous if I see us rallying up here. And you could see why I'm nervous. You could see how close we are to this neckline. I mean, folks, there's no mystery here. There's complete transparency. I've been saying this now for a long time. We can't afford to break down. We cannot afford to break down. Yeah, it can, Tony. Yeah, I wouldn't. Tony, your question, it's a great question, but how's it going to help us trade today? It's not. It's a theoretic question. I'm trying to deal with like the practicalities of today's session. Okay? It's a good question, though. It's a very, very fair question. All right. So, folks, we high alert, high alert. Now, we could be sitting here again for a month and the market could keep going up. But I'm telling you right now, if this breaks, this opens up the higher interest rate dam. Okay? If it breaks. And I'm not telling you it's going to break. Look over here. Look at this. Same thing, right? And then it went higher. That's okay. So we may be seeing the same thing here. I'm hoping we're seeing the same thing here. Because if we break, interest rates are not going to go lower. They're going to go higher if, and that's a big if. So, and you could see here's how it looks in real time. It's the same graph, same graph. Okay? And I'm not trying to get you guys bearish. I'm just being factual with you. This is not a good place for us to be. I will feel a lot better once we're a little bit higher up, okay? And what's worse is when you have a gap like this, you want to see it getting filled fast. When you see the gap holding, that's not a good technical factor. That's like having a bar like this and then having no bounce from it. You know, like gap. This is a gap and more of a gap and go to the downside than a gap and a fill because it hasn't really filled much. I'll even take a hit to the 8-day or a 15-day. I'll take anything to the upside here. We can't afford anything to the downside. The good saving grace is we have the year-to-date VWAP, we have the 200-day line, and we have this support area, the neckline that I drew. So we've got three supports here. Okay. We got three supports here. My view is that bonds are hedged and waiting for SCOTUS tariff ruling. Very possible, Hefe. I don't want to comment on things that I don't know. I want to focus on what's in front of us. Okay? U.S. dollar. Now, we've been talking about the U.S. dollar for a few days, and unfortunately, we are 100% right. It took a big dump yesterday. Now, folks, U.S. dollar taking a dump is not good for the economy, but it's good for the stock market. It makes things cheaper. So this is actually not a bad sign for the stock market, but it's not good for our economy. Okay. Now, yes, the stock market is just one part of our economy. Okay. So when this dropped yesterday, so Omar, you were asking me about if there was any way you were asking me early this morning if there was any way to forecast what happened yesterday in the afternoon. The only thing that I could think of was this lower move in the bond market that happened here. this move in the bond market, I mean, in the U.S. dollar. That's the only thing that I'm thinking of that could have given us a heads up. Otherwise, there wasn't really any notice or anything like that. But the U.S. dollar going down is good for stocks. It's not good for the economy. Okay. And again, as I mentioned, we have a lot of support here. And after we break down, if we do break down, we're right now in the middle of between the 50-day and the 100-day. There's a lot of support here. And if not, we're going to go right back into this level right here. And there's a hell of a lot of support here. And I don't really see it as of yet. So I'm just going to kind of move this away for now and move this back up here, right there. Okay. So just to let you know, we have a lot of support here. And I talked about this yesterday. This is exactly the conversation I had yesterday. When you say interest rates will go higher, you mean commercial lending rates, correct? Yes, I'm talking about like interest rates going from 7 to 8% to 9%. Yes. The Fed fund rate. I'm talking about the Fed fund rate. Yes, yes. Yes. What happened yesterday afternoon? The U.S. dollar dropped, and that gave and the stock market went higher. So I'm thinking maybe that was the only thing that would could have given that away. Maybe, possibly. I'm reaching, okay? But we're now back in the base. This is not good for the whole tariff Supreme Court decision. No, I'm not getting political. I'm explaining. Tariffs are not political. They're financial, just so everybody knows. But people like to be political about them. But anyway, this is not good. I don't like how we are coming down here. And I think the administration sees the writing on the wall, which is why they started talking about an alternative way of doing it. But you remember the two predictions I made this year that nothing will happen with Dodge, that Elon Musk will be out sooner than you could say who's your daddy, and that we're not going to get tariffs. They're not going to happen. Remember my predictions beginning of the year. Yes, beginning of the year. And if you don't believe me, go back to the video. We'll see how it all. Let's see. We'll see how my predictions. We'll see how my predictions end. The tenth of the month, Shirag, 10th of the month. All right, let's continue. Gold. Gold is holding up. U.S. dollar going down. Gold is holding up. Now, I like this, but I'm not loving this. I would have preferred to see us on this side of the green fence. But we are at the 8-day, and the 8-day can hold, and we've had a pretty good move here. So as long as we don't go all the way down, we're okay. As long as we consolidate here, kind of like what we're seeing with the U.S. stock market. Okay. All right. Crude oil. Remember, we have jobless claims. Crude oil not really here nor there, not really doing much. Lower prices on US dollar are pushing this a little bit higher, which is good, but not high enough. Basically, I feel like I don't feel anything. I mean, I do feel, what I'm saying is I don't feel like we're going to go higher. I feel like we're going to stay in this area. We've got a lot of resistance here. We've got three resistance here, and we only have one here. So path of least resistance is to continue this channel. So I'm thinking these wicks will decepitate and come down. Whoops, excuse me. Unless the US dollar really crashes. And I'm not really seeing any kind of a crash or anything. If anything, I'm seeing consolidation here. But my suggestion is to keep your eye on the US dollar over the next couple of weeks because we're in a very interesting spot here. Okay. And again, weakening US dollars in principle good for the stock market, but it's not great for the economy, especially money flowing into the country. And folks, I am not getting political with you. I have no interest in politics. I only have interest in making money. Okay? If you tell me tomorrow that Donald Duck will be president and it'll be good for us, I'm good with it. I have no bone in this. I have no political agenda. I have no political bias. I can't stand politicians. I have nothing good to say about any of them. Not one. So you're in the right place for technical analysis, not politically interpreted price action. I don't have a filter. I don't have a political filter looking at the market. There's zero political filters. All right. Let's talk about China. Come on, China. China is, again, it would look like it was coming down, but now China is right, just sticking to the 200-day. Notice something interesting. We don't have a lot of directional bias from the US dollar. We don't have any directional bias from gold. and we hardly have any directional bias from China. Looks like volatility is getting a little lower. Bitcoin, let's see the next step for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is coming through my first support resist. Well, now it's becoming support resistance level. It's coming into this area. This is positive. This is telling us that we have a bottoming pattern for now. We need to get above this green line. We need to get above this bar, and I need to see some follow through here. The problem that I see here is we really, before we start getting ippity and bullish on for the heads up on Hassett perception in the financial community. I tell you how it is, Hefe. I have no reason to BS you guys. And one of these days, I'll give you the story of why we broke up the fund, why we stopped the fund. We were making good money, but why I stopped trading for the fund. But I'll explain it to you. Just not now. Not a good time and a place. Once he gets elected, I'll explain it to you. Okay. So we want this to go up. We don't want this breaking this level. Okay. This is Bitcoin. And everything I'm saying about Bitcoin applies to every stock that follows Bitcoin. And you guys know exactly what they are. Okay. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the market. While we talk about the market, you guys can feel free to give me your catalysts. We have really clean catalysts today, unless I'm missing something. And here is the bond market. Here, this is the 5 minute. Hold on a second. Yeah, this is the here. Huh, what the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. Okay, so here's the bond market, folks, in real time. Let's see if we break this level, my support level, or if we're going to go higher. This is a good time for you guys to start giving me your catalysts. And oh, John's coming in hot. Fed data, Nikkei, consumer staples, beta, aerospace. I have Mags, Infotech, Fed data, consumer staples, double consumer staples, Kroger and Dollar General. Speaking of Kroger, let me see something. Oh, perfect. Perfect. The stock is flat. Oh, that is beautiful. Very nice. Oh, the stock is down $1 at 1%. We have a time spread in Kroger this morning. All right. Fed data, Fed speakers. Yeah, Fed speakers today, no, Richard, because they're in a blackout period. Now, Japan, you guys are mentioning Japan. Let's see what's going on with Japan. Maybe I missed something. Yeah, 3 week high. You're right. You're right. I missed it. I missed it. But you guys got it. Thank you for getting that. Okay, we got Fed data. We got Japan. CRM. Let's see. CRM. Yeah, that's Infotech. Okay. We got Fed, Mags, Infotech, consumer staples. Yep, that's what we got. Bonds, consumer staples. So here's what I got. I got Dollar General, Kroger. I got Infotech. I got Mags and Fed. And here's what I got it from right here. We got CRM. We got Meta, Infotech, uh, Infotech and Infotech, Mags, Dollar General and Kroger, Japan and Fed. That's what I got. Okay, so let's see what the bond market's doing. Bond market's breaking down. We broke the low, guys. We broke the low. This is not good. We broke the low. We're still here, but intraday we broke the low. We want to recover this ASAP. There's a lot of stops here. Okay. This is not good. Let's see what the market's doing. Yeah, it's coming off a little. This is not good. SMH is holding. Mags are holding. QQQ is going to come off. Yeah. By the way, these are my levels yesterday for SMH, for QQQ. Look at that. Pretty good, huh? All right. So the bond market is coming off. We need the bond market. We need this to fade. We need this to be faded and this come up ASAP because look, See, we're getting closer and closer to that neckline. We're bouncing off. We're bouncing off, but again, we don't want to break this. We don't want to be at 88.40 or below. So let's keep an eye on it. This is not great for the market. Let's see. Yep. 200, actual 191? Wow. Jesus Christ. I give up. This is like a really, really low number. Really low number. Like very low jobless claims. Really low jobless claims. That's a really, really low jobless claims. Weird. Very weird. Do you see why I keep telling you I think this thing is broken? Goes from 200 to 40, and then it goes one time to 300. Everybody starts panic, and then it goes down. I'm telling you, there's something not right with this thing, right? There's something not right with this thing, but it's not a bad number. All right, let's continue. All right, not continue. Let's begin talking about stocks. And by the time we get into our indexes, it'll all be kind of priced in. Give us some more to talk about, okay? Thanks for that, Laura. Suspiciously low. Exactly, Matt. Suspiciously low. Yeah, very good for the economy. But again, I'm very that's a very good number. Yeah. That's a reason not to lower interest rates. Okay. While investors are looking ahead to the US jobless claims, which already came out, this is our timing today is really good, which will offer fresh insight into the labor market ahead of next week's Fed meeting. High bond today, and they're even higher right now, guys. Right? Bonds there waiting in on a stock market. Yields. The 10-year note yield rose. Remember, when bonds go down, yield goes up. Yield is going up. Yield is going up. Bonds going down right now, yield's going up. Higher bond yield, bonds going down, or lower bond or higher yield. You could say higher yield or lower bond prices. You're saying the same thing, okay? The 10-year T-note yield rose on the basis point yield, which means bonds going down. A negative carryover from a surge in the 10-year Japanese bond yields to the highest level in 2007 after Reuters reported that the Bank of Japan is likely to raise interest rates in December and the Japanese government is expected to tolerate the decision. That's not good for us. That's not good for us. Right, Ralph. Very suspicious. I don't know about manipulation. I use that word very infrequently. Manipulation. It's not making sense right now. Okay, but this is telling us that Japan is going to be raising rates. That's very bad for us. Very bad for global economy. Chip stocks surged yesterday. They're actually leading right now. Marvell did well. MCHP did well. Eagle Outfitters did well. Retail earnings have been very good, have been very, very positive. Pure Storage has not been doing well, which is kind of odd because real estate is down. You would think Pure Storage is doing well, but here we are. Even county people in 5 states, their companies are downsizing. Yeah, tons of people are losing their jobs. Yeah, yeah. The bond market is starting to come up a little bit. We need to get back here. Just watching the bond market. Let's see what the SPY's doing. SPY's just sitting there, not really doing much. But this isn't the great report. Yeah, QQQ not doing much. Okay. ADP employment report released Wednesday showed that U.S. private unexpectedly fell 32,000, weaker than expected. That's a private report, and I don't really count on this report very much. I really don't. September industrial production rose in line with expectation. Manufacturing was unchanged. ISM services unexpectedly rose. The data is not coming out that bad, folks. We still have, as somebody just said right now, about a 90% chance of a rate cut, probably gone a little lower after this announcement, but not too much. Jobless claims, they were expecting low 200s. They got 190, which is really low. I mean, that's really, really low. Do you guys see why I think this report is broken and has been broken for a while? People say the VIX is broken. I don't think so. I think this report is broken. All right, investors are looking for earnings on a bunch of companies. We talked about it already: Kroger, Hewlett Packard, Ulta, Dollar General. Keep an eye on consumer staples today. Okay, Kroger, Dollar General, food stocks, restaurant stocks. Keep an eye on that today. Okay. If people are pressured by cost of food, increased storage bill might be one payment to skip in a bind. Yeah, you're right, Rock. It may. It may. Sophie, how come go? All right, let's continue. I love reading the commentary. I wish I could just spend the whole day with you guys hanging out here and trading. I think I'm going to do that one of these days. Just spend like a Thursday or a Friday hanging out with you guys all day. Europe is up a little bit. Risk appetite improved. Optimism over the next rate cut. Auto stocks led the gains on Thursday after Trump proposed cutting fuel economic standards. And I'm going to tell you something right now about that. I'm going to tell you something about that. That's not such a bad idea. Do you guys want me to tell you why? Most of the oil that comes from the ground is too concentrated and too rich for autos, for cars. I know this because my in-laws are lifetime. They met at a project. They worked for ExxonMobil and those companies in Texas. So they were executives. They were high up. So they talk about this a lot. Most oil, Europe standards are higher than U.S. This is not such a bad idea. We don't need the standard to be as high on non-commercial vehicles. Okay, so just so you know, this is not such a bad idea. They are a little too high. Okay, matter of fact, 80 to 90% of the global oil we get is too rich, too strong for regular cars. So yeah, yeah. So this may not be such a bad idea. At first glance, you're thinking, oh, he wants to do something. He wants to pull a fast one. But no, no, no. Uh, Crude oil is a little too rich. It's not such a bad idea, actually. Shanghai closed lower and hit a 1 week low amid labor market lack of market moving catalysts. Liquor and consumer stocks underperformed. Semiconductors advanced. That's actually pretty good. Hit a 3 week high. Good for us. Industrial robust stocks led the gains. Expectation that physical AI will drive future growth. Yes, physical AI, I think, is going to be the big thing. Phonics announcement earlier this week that will partner with NVIDIA to improve industrial robots and AI technology sparked renewed optimism. This is what I think Elon Musk's next ticket to staying the world's richest man is: physical AI. This is going to be the next frontier right here. Not this Alexa AI bullshit, but physical AI. Physical AI. That's real robotics. That's the future, folks. And we've already talked about catalysts. We got the supermarkets, we got Meta and CRM, and we got Japan to put in the infrastructure to refine our own oil than to sell and buy. Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right, Richie. That's exactly right. Yeah, so revising those standards wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And no, I'm not being political. I'm being very practical about this whole thing. But which is why, Richie, which is one of the reasons why we don't use a very, very large. A lot of people are wondering, like, how come we don't use American oil for our cars? It's too rich. It's too rich, and I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean physically, it's too rich. It's too strong. The oil we use in our cars in America is very weak, and it needs to be diluted, and it costs money to dilute it. So we don't really use a lot of U.S. oil for. I thought that was actually really interesting. My in-laws, they always teach me when we go on long drives. They give me these interesting lectures on the industry, which I would in a million years never know because I never worked in that industry. He was a budgeter, and she was environmental. She was the head of environmental protection, and he was a head budgeter. And they met on a project, fell in love, got married. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cut refineries are not made for sweet. Exactly, exactly. That's right, Brian. That's right. Diluted, Matthew. I mean more weaker. I mean more diluted. 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 Yes, exactly. It's what Matt and it's exactly what Brian and Matt are saying right now. Yeah, it's exactly what they're saying. Often a high sulfur content, especially in the Buddha, but deep gas, 14 feet is solid. Oh, all right. Well, Fred knows his stuff. Yes, most of the U.S. light crude oil refiners are set up for heavy crude. Exactly, exactly. So our light crude export, and exactly what Richard Feinberg. You guys seem to know a lot about this as well, but you guys aren't saying anything crazy here. So I'll just let you guys run with it. All right, volatility steering near its lows, and I mean the market didn't really like drop down yesterday like a fiend or anything. So this is still good. Volatility is still good. Momentum is actually improving. Even on the NASDAQ, remember this was at 45%. It's improving. Momentum is looking okay. Across the board, we're looking pretty good here. Even on the Russells, remember we were in the 40th percent, 37%. We're now in 55. So this is looking pretty good. There you go, Laura. Land woman there. Yeah, excellent. Do my yard work. Hey, me too. Me too. Me too, Becky. Me too. Exactly. Well, you guys seem to know this stuff well. Uh, put to call ratio. Put to call ratio is looking okay. And I keep warning people. People keep sending me emails. And I keep telling people, look at it in the morning. Don't look at it at night. It changes. It's still looking okay. It's still nowhere in the one, and it's not below 75. We're looking good. One thing is we're moving towards the bulls here. So if this gets a little bit closer, we're going to have a little overbought market. But so far, this is pretty oversold market. But so far, this is pretty consistent. This is okay. I don't have a problem with this right now. Number of stocks, momentum levels actually went up yesterday. We're back at 355. Here you could see we were at 144. We're now at 355. And look at this. The number of stocks, remember we had less than 100. We had 91. We now have 178 and nothing to the downside. So one thing that's helping us resist the downside pressure is there's hardly any stocks breaking down. Look at this, 30 stocks making 90-day lows. And here you could see 63 stocks making 1 month lows. That's a very small level. So when was your mom head of Exxon? Well, let's see. Somewhere between 19 somewhere between 1995 and somewhere between 1995 and 2005, I want to say. Yeah, somewhere in there. Somewhere her name is Anna Logvin. Anna Logvin. Yeah. But yeah, and they were sending her to all the projects around the world. She was never home. Actually, when I met my wife, she was on a project in the Middle East. Once they put her on a project in Moscow, they gave her doors. The door they gave her was the size of a safe for protection. Like it was like a mobster's house she rented. It was crazy. I could tell you guys some crazy stories. Tell you some really crazy stories. To buy a Mustang, are you saying it might have engine problems in France? I didn't say anything about Mustang engine problems. Not at all. I don't know anything about that, Omar. Okay, so let's look at stocks. Let's look at here. Semiconductors are leading. Bitcoin, energy, technology, retail, and QQQ, consumer discretionary. This is on fire. QQQ, Russell 2000. This is looking really good. The only thing down here is communication services and mid caps, but this is pretty hot. We're pretty much on fire right now. All right, SPY. Let's look at SPY. We need to get above this line. We're still not above this line. We're almost there, but we're not above this line. And I haven't changed it since yesterday. We need to get above this line desperately. Otherwise, we can just consolidate here. Yesterday was a nice move, but we're not above this line. Okay? We need to get above 685.23 desperately. Desperately. Right. Hefe, not energy. Utilities. Utilities is being rebranded. Utilities is being branded as nuclear, not energies, utilities, which is even funnier. in my opinion, which is even worse. All right, QQQ. Let's see. Is QQQ past that area? Let's take a look. Nope. This is danger zone, folks. We need to get above this area. 620, 627, 628, heights, mid 627s to 628s on the QQQ. We need to get above it. If we don't get above it, we're going to curl. Remember, the higher high is here. We need to make another higher high. I don't think there's any issues with anything. Um, Omar, I don't think you have to worry about anything with engines and none of that stuff. Think you have nothing to worry about. Beautiful cars too. I'm thinking of buying Rachel one when she hits 16. Ask me in a few minutes, Laura. I don't have that. All right. SMH. SMH. SMH is breaking out. We got a wiener here. We got a winner right here. SMH is breaking out. So, and SMH is a leading sector. That's really good. I'd like to see SPY look like this. I want SPY and a QQQ to look like this because so far they're not breaking out yet. We need a breakout. Mags. Did Mags break out? Let's take a look. No, they did not. No, they did not. And also, look at how small these bars are here. Look at the size of these bars. Hardly any momentum in Mags. Okay. What about equal weighted SPY? Well, we're above here, but I really want to see us go above here because look at these highs. I want this to be a flag that breaks out because if we don't break above this area, we're going to come into this area. So I'm watching this very carefully. QQQE equal weighted NASDAQ is looking really good though. That's what I want to see. So you guys see this bar right here? That's what I want to see out of NASDAQ, out of the SPY and out of QQQ. Look at equal weighted QQQ. Small caps, smaller stocks. That's what we want to see. We want to see S&P and QQQ like SMH and QQQE. Here's that. The line would be right here. See that? See how we don't see that here? We don't see that here, but we see it right here and we see it right here. That's what we want to see. I can't get any clearer with you guys than that. All right. Yeah, I used to have a Mustang when I was a kid. It was my funnest. It was the funnest car I had. Love my Mustang. So I'm thinking of getting Rachel a Mustang. Okay, so we got upside momentum. We have some follow through. We don't have the bond market really. The bond market is now consolidating around here with the upper part of this range. We need to get back up here. All right. So the market's not looking bad, but I would be very cautious because of the bond market today. Let's see what the SPY is doing right now. SPY is just consolidating near this area. Mags are looking okay. SMH is breaking down, which is not good, right at our support level from yesterday. Okay, let me give you intraday levels, okay? Let's start with the SPY. These are my levels from yesterday. Yeah, not bad. All right. There, 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 and right there. Beautiful. Let me give these give this to you guys on Telegram. Hold on. Folks, is all of this helpful to you? Does it give you a good feel for what the market will do? It should. It should. I mean, after all, how can this guy not give you a good feel for what the market's doing, right? All right. Sorry about that. I couldn't help myself. All right. SPY levels. All right. QQQ levels. Got these levels here. So here, right there. Okay. Get this to you. You know, I forgot to do something today. Hold on. Folks, if you're just coming in or if you've been here for a while, please, please, please make sure that you do two things. Um, Make sure you're watching not at auto mode like I am, but at 1080p, and give us a thumbs up. Just one thumbs up if you guys are getting value out of this. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. All right. So you have your QQQ levels. Um, I don't want to do mags because they come out really nasty, so I'm just not going to do mags. I'll do the SMH levels for you. Got this up here. There. Right there. And right there. Okay. All right. All right. This is SMH levels. IWM levels. Let's do that. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. 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 We got SMH levels. We got Russell levels here. I'm actually doing pretty good on time. I may actually get to work on time today. Who knows, right? WM levels, and let's do bond levels, right? Bond levels, you know what? I'm not gonna do anything to my bond levels. They're like I can't draw any better than that. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna add one bar here, right here. That's it. Same as yesterday. That's pretty remarkable. I'll give you that. No change to my levels. TLT levels, only one minor addition from yesterday. They held really, really well. Okay, I'm just making a little note for you guys, okay? So you guys should have that, okay? Now let's talk about small caps and I'll give you some other stuff. One second. Let me put it up here. So you guys get a full service here with me. You get a full service. Okay. Let's see. Small caps that hit. And I already got my top stocks. And thank you, Richie, for giving me MOS. Oh, my dogs, they were so quiet till now. Oh God. God help us all. Yeah, I would add the line. Yeah, Brendan, add a line to the pre-market low. Yes. Yes, right here. Yeah, right here. Add a line right here. But it's already getting into this area, which is great. But yes, you can add one here, or I would actually add it right here, 88.63, like somewhere right here. That's what I would do. But we're already above and beyond. All right. I was actually thinking of that when I switched over. So good find, Brendan. Good find. Man, you guys are. Which company has a great app for trading by phone while traveling? They all do. They all do. They are all really good. I mean, Thinkorswim is great. Um, they're all really good. Fidelity's not bad. Interactive Brokers even okay. All right, let's go through these. If I find something, you'll be the first to know. If you guys could hear my dogs right now, you would want me to shoot them. They're so loud. But I'm grateful you guys can't hear them. Okay. First stock, INLF. Remember, most of these don't hit. We only need one to hit. Above 85 cents. And remember, I'm still doing this for free. We haven't launched the service. We're going to launch it end of the month. And that'll be more of like, a service. I'm going to give you this one, even though it's more expensive. It's a small cap. It's a meme stock. Let's see. 22.75. No. PMI above 365. No, garbage. Garbage. Garbage, I tell you. Garbage. Just pure garbage. Yeah, we're almost done. Garbage. No soup for us today. Uh, no, no, no. Nope, that's it. Um, at some point, can you suggest or give an opinion on stock tracking web service such as TradeSing or what you use? Yeah, the best thing to do, GK, send me an email. Here's my email address, Roger at rogerscott.com, and I'll give you the best recommendations possible, and I don't have to rush. So glad you guys don't hear my dogs because what they're doing here is criminal. Um, Also, folks, remember, don't forget, because I forget sometimes. I don't want you guys to forget. We have we have a couple of things happening today. I will be talking about my favorite swing trading setup today in the VIP room. If you thought yesterday's session was hot, today's going to be very hot too. Here's what I'll be talking about. My favorite setup, how to identify it, what indicators we use to isolate it, how we could use it to the long side, how we could use it to the short side, how to set profit targets for it, how to adapt options to it, how to figure out if we're going to do a call debit spread or a credit spread, and how to confirm an entry. It's going to be pretty good, I promise you. Here's the link for that, and here's Customer Service Live, where they're going to be talking about, where Cam and Goose are going to be talking about everything for TradingView. So I think somebody already wrote out these stocks. Yeah, you guys already wrote out these stocks. If you haven't, I'll give them to you as well. INCF greater than 85. We got CBOIO greater than 22.75. I usually don't give stocks over $20, but I'm making an exception because this is a meme stock. PMI greater than 365. And remember, we're going to be, when we launch the service, we're going to be doing shorts, longs, stocks that are up over 40% that we want to short on the day. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so if anybody has a problem or a question, please feel free to email me. I'm actually, believe it or not, I get a little sarcastic here sometimes, but I'm a nice guy. I try to help. I really do. My heart is in the right place. I promise you that. Okay, now let me give you stocks to the short side and long side. So short side, Moss is on my list. one of my favorite stocks to the short side. I asked Richard as I was driving yesterday to remind me, and he did. Thank you. It's a very nice A line to the downside, and it already broke through here. I really like this to the downside, but I want to see a little more downside in the morning. But this is a nice A line. Thank you, Richie, for doing that. I do appreciate it. Teamwork, teamwork. INLF. It was INLF. Thank you for that. INLF. INLF. You want me to look at Kala? Kala? No, no Kala. No, no, no Kala. Volume isn't that as high as it was a few days ago. Kala would have been the perfect stock on Monday, the 1st of this month, not today. Uh, Tigers? Some spamming here? I don't see any spam. Anyways, let's continue. If I see some spam, I'm kicking them out. Who's this tiger? Let's see what's going on here. I don't see anything, but if you guys see someone spamming, just let me know, okay? Oh yeah, yeah, Omar. I didn't want to. I didn't want to. Yeah. I try. I don't disclose anybody's open positions. Omar, I'm very protective of anyone's privacy. You should know that. You should know that. If anybody asks me to do something, unless they tell me or they give it to me to share, I would never share. I'm very protective of you guys. If you tell me, please don't share this, or I won't. Now, this is Microsoft. Would I short this here? No, it's too close to the 200-day moving average. But there's a short here. This is a short setup, which makes me nervous because if Microsoft goes down, it's not good for the market. So I'm not bringing this up so you could take this trade. I'm bringing this up to tell you that one of the biggest stocks in the world is not doing very well and is right now signaling an A line, although we have a 200 right here. So, all right. Sorry, I'm not seeing it. Oh, all right. All right. I'm removing you out of here, James. You're done. That's it. I removed him. Thanks for the heads up. He's out. All right. Let's continue. I got to get out of here. I got to get to work. Clorox. So again, Microsoft. Keep an eye on Microsoft today. And yeah, Omar Moss is a beautiful, beautiful setup right now. Clorox. Now, is this an A line? It is. It's a little premature. It's got a while to go. I'd like to catch it like right here around 104. I wish I had Matt here to take notes for me. I'd like it right at 104 or lower. Hold on. I'm just going to make myself an alert. Hold on. Clorox right here. What price did I say? 104. Sorry, folks. I gotta earn my nut too. Uncle Roger needs to make his nut. Okay. I couldn't resist. Looks too good. Clorox looks very nice. Netflix, another mega cap stock. So you got Microsoft and Netflix coming off. Not a good look for the market. And this already broke through. That's a short. Microsoft is not a short. It looks like it could be a short, but it's got the 200-day right there. Visi, these are all shorts. Visi, still short. These are all shorts. Everything we're talking about right now is short. Let's see what the market's doing here. SPY's coming up, which is great. Kroger is still down 2%. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's a short right here. Nice breakdown. This kind of looks like Netflix, by the way. Same type of pattern. Lee. Lee. It's, don't go buying this stock, okay? Don't go picking the low here, okay? VITL, VITL. And I'm using bar chart so that I can control how fast I go so you guys can actually write this down because I know that Raleigh or Cam told me that sometimes I go too fast when I use the other chart. So I'm doing this on purpose. It's a nice short right here. Spotify. Omar, weren't you short Spotify the other day too? I think you were short. I don't remember, but I think you might have been short Spotify too. But I know you're not in that anymore, so I could talk about it. I like to talk about closed trades, not open trades. That's a nice short. And this is a Shake Shack. These stocks haven't been doing all that great. RYN. This was my, by the way, this stock, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but this was a stock I gave you in December of last year as one of my top three bearish stocks. I gave this in my turning point in December of last year. And the stock is in December, the stock was in 28. Now it's at 21. And yes, you will remember if you took my Turning Point webinar, RYN was one of my bearish stocks. Yep. Good. Omar was in that. Good, good, good. ATHM. Nice short. I wouldn't be day trading this. Look how wicky it is. A lot of wicks, but nice short. Now let's talk about the long side. All right. Bristol Myers above the 200, above the year-to-date VWAP. High. Anybody who bought it this year is making money. Anybody who bought this stock in this entire year is finally making money on volume. Look at that. TRGP. I think somebody mentioned this stock here a little while ago. I don't know why, but somebody mentioned it. Also above the 200, very similar to the other one, although this one looks a little sloppy. I'd probably hold off on this one. I like the other one better. Intel. See, we got Microsoft and Netflix on our chopping block, but we got Intel that looks good here. We got EQT. EQT. Yes, I will. And I do it every year, Ed, around Christmas time, and that's when we're going to be launching the. That's when we're going to be launching the. PPL is a short. Yes, Brendan. Yes, it's a short. And folks, if I miss something here, you can always send me an email. Roger@rogerscott.com. I think I have one email in my queue that I didn't check yet. And I usually start responding to emails around 11 o'clock. And then after the at 11 to 12 and 2 to 4. That's my email response time. Southwest Airlines looking good. Love. CTRA is looking good. So yeah, Ed, we're going to do it right around Christmas. CTRA, this is an energy stock, just FYI. Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley's on our list. Financials were really strong yesterday, and that's a very positive sign for the market. We can't go up extensively without financials. This is, I think, a drilling stock. Those are doing pretty good right now, too. Gappy. See, it's an ADR. It's Gappy. It's trading the night session here in the US and in its own country, which I think is Rio or Brazil, trading there. So that's why you got the gaps. But this is a nice stock. COHR. Right. COHR. Ross Store, another retailer. Meta is a mags, and mags are already our catalyst. But I'll take a look at Meta right now, real quick. Yeah, Meta is going crazy. Whew. Do you guys know what happened? What's going on with it? This is, by the way, if it closes here right now or closes here, it's a gap to green. So if you get a gap to green on Meta today, don't be surprised towards the end of the day. This is very nice gap fill right here. This will give the market a little juice. I don't know why it's happening, but I like it. If anybody knows why it's happening, let us know, please. Matt steals my news, so I don't have my news source here. PLD. Don't confuse this with PLL. PLL is a short. PLD is a long. And Triple M. Australian. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That. Thank you, Graham. Thanks. Thank you. I knew I was putting my foot in my mouth on that one. Yeah, nice 3M. All right, so let's look at uh, the stock market right now. That's nice. This is exactly what I want to see. It's exactly what I want to see. Matter of fact, ugh, Google's not reacting, but this is very nice. This is really, really nice. This is a nice breakout right here. QQQ, yes, nice breakout. We still need to get, remember, we still need to get above this area right here. Hold on. Still need to get above 626, 627. Where are we right now? 625.35. We need to get above this area right here. Let me show you right here. Karen, here. This is where we need to get above right here. And on the SPY, we're almost there on the SPY. We're like right there on the SPY. Here, you can see it right here. What is it? 685.20 something. Yep, we're there on the SPY. So, breaking news: Meta surges 5%. Microsoft says that companies looking at cutting metaverse effort by up to oh, that's great. That's great. That's going to give us a nice little run up. AMD, no, AMD's crap right now. I wouldn't be AMD. I'd be looking to sell when it goes below here. AMD's a short below this area right here. Yeah, Meta's giving us a nice little boost this morning. Look at Mags. Mags are now finally breaking through that area. This is very nice. Like I said, this is very, 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 very nice. My concern is the bond market. Oh, look at the bond market. Look at the bond market. Thank you, Kevin. The bond market is cooperating with us. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. All right, I got to get to work. I got to make my nut, and I need to send somebody instructions for the KR trade. I will see you guys later. I'll be at the office in 15 minutes. Ciao. I like what I'm seeing so far. Be very careful and keep your eye on the bond market. And if the bond comes down, that if the bond keeps going up, we're good. If the bond market starts flirting here, it ain't so pretty. I like the Meta announcement. It's going to give us a nice little boost for this morning. Maybe give us a little follow through. Okay? Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. My email is roger@rogerscott.com. I'll see you guys in the Cam and Gustavo. We'll see you at Customer Service Live. Here's the link for that. And I do got to rush. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And here's the link for a VIP room at noon. And I'll see you guys all there. Have a fantastic day. Okay? Here's the link for that. Thanks for all your help. You're welcome. You're welcome. And if you guys have any questions, just feel free to send me an email. Bye, everybody. The bond market's recovering nicely here. Bye. See you guys real soon. I like what I'm seeing so far. Keep an eye on the bond market and keep an eye on VIX, and let's see how the ADD opens today. If the ADD opens up positive 1,000, positive 1,200, it's great. If not, I'll be updated.